The second half of the cooling and clearing exercises involves the brushing or guiding method. With this method, we're working more energetically than physically. The idea is to use the palm, charge it up after your session, rub your hand together if necessary, and then begin to brush down in one of three pressures. A moderate pressure where you feel the sensation, a light pressure, and finally a near pressure where you're just going right a millimeter or two over the skin. If you do this method right, you'll probably get some sensation of the hair standing on end or goosebumps. Okay? Now, as you can see, you can cover the whole area with your whole palm, but you're going to be much better off to divide the arm into the three meridians and to work down each of those. So the large intestine meridian, go out past the body so that any tainted qi or excess heat will vent. Then triple warmer or triple heater meridian down the center. And finally, the small intestine meridian more to the outside. And then of course you would repeat that on the other side. Large intestine meridian, triple warmer meridian, small intestine meridian. Next, turn your palm face up and divide the arm into the heart meridian, the pericardium meridian, and the lung meridian, starting with the lung meridian 3 times. Followed by the pericardium meridian in the center. And finally, the heart meridian out the pinky finger. So you would repeat this on the other side in the same manner. Lung meridian 3 times or more, pericardium meridian, and the heart meridian. If you find on any of these that you can feel a sensation of qi moving or heat moving through this area, then by all means continue longer with more repetitions until you feel either a cooling or a balancing of the energy. From here we proceed down and use the chest and abdomen as a linked function. So here we go down the Ren meridian. You can go down with the hands joined together to cover more space, all the way down to the pubic bone. Then you can move to the stomach channel on either side, do the same thing. And finally the spleen channel. Once again, each of these about 3 times on each side. Then the stomach meridian on the right. And the spleen meridian. Now, there are also problems that sometimes develop in the diaphragm or the hypochondrial region, in which case there are 2 methods to help clear that. Placing the hands by the low rib, following the rib cage line and accelerating, kind of throwing it out. Let's say the sensation of fullness is on my left side. I would do it like this. The sensation of fullness is on my right side. I start on that side and carry it over. Second method, start with both hands on the low rib, following up into the center line to the stomach channels, and then descending downward with a little bit of acceleration. So it's something like this. This helps clear from the diaphragm and the hypochondrial region. Now we will talk about pressure or pain in the head, in which case we're not brushing but rather rubbing using Qigong Tuina massage. if the problem is more toward the back, and even if it's not, it's best to use the wind gates. Right through here, and rubbing and taking it down the neck. Or you can also use Feng Fu point at the base of the skull, either with circular movements, but always coming down out of the neck, pulling stuff out of the head, pressure out of the head. Sometimes the problem is in front, in which case we start at ZHAN ZHUANG point, and we follow this pattern out to the temples, down in front of the ears to the low jaw. Use firm pressure for this to help relieve the excess condition. There's a second route that you can follow that goes up around the ears, and that looks like this. To the temples, then around the ears, following the bone down to the neck. Either singularly or in combination, this can help relieve pressure and pain in the head. One other problem that can develop sometimes is something that we call plum blossom chi, which means that you have a feeling of something stuck in your throat, at the bottom here, at the throat notch. In order to relieve yourself of that, place your finger on the bone and press it so you feel your fingertip touching your windpipe. Then press down and behind the bone, but in front of the windpipe. Press down, do it slowly, until the finger wants to stop. At that point, inhale and exhale, and withdraw your finger. Then you may want to brush down a couple times too, taking it out of this area and dispersing it. The throat notch, rest it on the bone, and then press inward till you feel the windpipe. Then press down behind the bone and in front of the windpipe. Inhaling and exhaling, and then withdrawing it, perhaps brushing down a little bit. Most of these brushing and guiding methods, as you can see, are concerned with the upper body and the torso. In order to clear energy out of the lower body in this manner, we use the master position that I'm demonstrating here. And simply keep our attention in the palms and in the soles of the feet. Another thing that you can do is to concentrate from your dantian down through the yang channels of the legs, in the back, on the sides, and in the front, down to the soles of the feet, and then come back up along the inside channels, the yin channels. So once again, you would be here. So these methods can either be Neidan or Negung, using only mind and intention, or they can also be Qigong, using the breath to help. So down the outsides of the legs, the yang channels, and then use your intention to draw back up, in through the inside, through the Wei Yin point into the dantians. Once again, you can use breath or simply use your mind and feeling awareness if it's developed to that point.